interface document password to delete.
Document password PDF PeopleSoft Adminstration. वो मैं जाऊँगा लाटा YouTube लिंक हो ना PDF వచ్చి
अंदर काम अंटा
ओके ओके నేను పంపించాను యూట్యూబ్ కదా
Hi all, welcome to today's class. Today we'll see about migrations. Before starting the class, let us see why we want to do migrations in PeopleSoft. Okay, generally in PeopleSoft, if the client asks for any customizations or they need to do any changes in the existing code, or they want to include any other new features by using the PeopleSoft environment, they will go for creating new projects, which will be done by the development team. Okay, they will include some objects and some customizations, and they will make some changes in the existing objects. Okay, those things they will deliver in the name of projects. Project is not a whole term here. Here the project is just a combination of some objects which are necessary for specific features. Okay, let us start the class. We'll see what is migration. What is migration means migrating a project or data from one environment to another environment is known as migration. Migrations are of two types, project migration and data migration. What is a project migration? Project migration migrating a project from one environment to another environment is known as project migration. For example, if you are migrating from development environment to test environment or test environment to development environment, anything like that from one environment to another environment, if you're migrating only project, then we call it as project migration. After project migration, we can say that only the definition is migrated. I'll just tell you what is the definition and what is the difference between a definition and the data. Okay, here you can just remember, if we are doing a project migration, only the project definition is migrated to the target environment, but not the data. Okay. When we use application designer, okay, for this we will use application designer for project migration. Okay, application designer is one of the people tool, okay, that is delivered by the PeopleSoft. By using that people tool, we will do project migrations. Okay, what is the data migration? Data migration means migrating data from one environment to another environment is known as data migration. Data means tables. We use data migration for migrating data. Okay, we use data mover, which is also another PeopleSoft tool for migrating the data. We even have some more options in PeopleSoft, like data migration workbenches from the PIA web page. From that also we can do data migrations. Okay, the next thing, before doing project migration, we generally take compare reports. The name itself says what is a compare report means. If there are two environments and we are making a change in the existing projects or the existing codes or customizations, then we'll just first compare. Comparing means we'll just compare the objects, whatever the objects present in the source environment and whatever the objects present in the target environments. We'll just compare those two things, and with the help of this compare report, we'll come to know what are the things not available in the target and present in the source. For that purpose, we will use compare reports. Generally, these compare reports are of two types. One is pre-compare reports and post-compare reports. In pre-compare reports means the name itself says pre means before migrating we will do compare reports, that is pre-compare reports. And post compare reports, that is after migration, we'll do post compare reports to check whether the product is migrated or not. We run pre-compare reports using pre and post compare reports, both using application designer. Okay. Next, what are the prerequisites? Before starting a migration as a part of PeopleSoft Administrator, we need to ensure that these things should be there. Then only we can do migration. Okay. First, the two PeopleSoft servers must be in network. Okay. Network means how can we check? Just know the IP addresses of the system. Okay. And then the database name so that we can ping to that system. I'll just show you how to do that. This is one of the environment we have installed in virtual machine. Just check the IP address. This is a Linux system. I'm using the command ifconfig. Okay, by using this command, you can just know the IP address. Here you can check the first one. It should show Ethernet. Okay. Here it will have the IP address, inet address. Okay, 192.168.0.114. You can also check on the same ways. After installation, if you are using VM, you can check like this. And one more thing, we should know the database name also. Okay. To check the database name of the environment, you can just log into the SQL and use the command select name from $database. Okay, the database name is USFN dev2. Okay. If you have joined today only, we'll just discuss about the database and this PeopleSoft installation in the later classes in Saturday and Sunday. You can then understand it better. Okay. And if you want to check the same IP address from a Windows system, then you can check it like this. Just open the command prompt. Here you can type ipconfig. Okay. In Linux, you use ifconfig, and here you use ipconfig. Here I'm having internet connection through Wi-Fi. That's why we should see in this Wi-Fi LAN adapter IP4 address. This is the address of the IP address. Okay. This is the source system. I mean the environment where we are going to create a project, and we are going to migrate this project to another environment which is there in the other system. Now we'll try to get the IP address of that system. Okay, I've already taken the IP address of that system. You can just see that. Okay, this is the IP address. For checking whether the connection is working or not, we should use these commands. For checking with IP address, use the command ping in the IP address. Then you should get the reply like this, like time milliseconds. And this is one more ping, that is TNS ping 92dev. And this shows whether we are able to connect to the target database environment. Okay, we are able to connect to the database or not. These are two types of checking the connections. One is network and another one is connection with the database. And after that, the next thing is we should check listener and TNS. Okay, we'll have one file, I mean two files. One is called listener and one is TNS. Listener will be on the database side. Listener means it will listen the connection from outside, and TNS, it will help us to connect to the database system from outside. Okay, here in the TNS we should include some values. If for suppose our target database is our present database is HR92dev, okay, this system, and target database is USFN dev2. Okay, these are the databases name. If we are having a TNS with this file, we should add these two files from whatever the system we are working on, so that we can connect to the target and the source databases. Okay, when we complete the workstation classes, then you can better understand this. We'll again discuss those things there. Okay, and we should ensure that the listener must be up and running. Okay, and the TNS where we are using, I mean, to connect the system, the TNS should contain both the target and the source database. These things, okay, target and the source database, these parameters should be there in the TNS file. Okay, the next thing is, before starting the migration, we need to log into the app designer. Okay, in app designer, first thing will be database name, and after that we need to give user ID and password. Okay, here if we try to create a project, let us create a fresh project. I'm taking a field in the beginning. I'm giving a name, something like data ID, and the field type means it is something like a character. Okay, character means we can write special symbols, numbers, uppercase and lowercase and all those things. I've taken the length of this field as 15. Okay, just save it, and it will ask for the name of the field. Okay, and after doing this, we need to use this command insert current definition into project. Then we can see that field here. Okay, and after that, I am creating a record. Okay, and I am dragging this field to the record, and I am again clicking on save. This is the record name. Here, if you first see like this, you won't get these values. Okay, when the first time you're installing the environment, you won't get these values. Then what we should do is, you'll get like this. You won't get any values if you click here. Then you should run one thing, that is setspace.sqr program to resolve this issue. Okay, this file will be present in the below location. Okay, I will just tell you where is the location. Here in D, where we have installed PeopleTools, go there and go to SQR folder. Here in SQR folder, we'll have, sorry, go to the bin folder and SQR. Here we'll have Vora and bin W. Here we'll have SQR W. Okay, open this, and in this you need to enter these values. Okay, in my case, the PeopleTools are in E drive. You can just see here, sorry, in D drive, DPT8.54. Okay, in that case we need to enter here DPT8.54 PSS, I mean SQR setspace.sqr. Here I am giving sysadmin. Okay, the owner ID and password of the environment which we want to enable those, and the database name and these parameters. Okay, if you are doing, I mean, installing the environment for the first time, you need to do this. Okay, and I wanted to specify one more thing. Just check. DPT8.54 sure. And then stadium which we have taken while installing. But suppose we are running this in USF and dev2, the other environment, specify that environment, and while typing these lines, you should ensure that you don't use any enter. Here you should use only space. If you use enter, it will just come out. It won't execute. It will throw you an error. Okay. Every time you need to use space only. Keep and okay. Okay, after that you need to enter this thing as well. Okay, after doing this, you'll get one more error. If you forgot to create a temp folder here in the D drive, it will again throw you an error. That also you should make sure. I've created a temp folder, that way it's not showing any error. Okay. Keep those two things in mind. If you still got an error, just come back to me. I'll just tell you how to do. Now, after doing that, you'll get these things. Okay. Here, our database is Oracle, which we have installed. That's why I'm selecting Oracle database. And by running that setspace.sqr, it will defaultly link all the table spaces present in the PeopleSoft database here, so that we can use this table space to store the project or the table which we are creating now to the table space. Okay, table space is just used to store a table. Okay, table is nothing but an object which will have rows and columns. Okay. Through which we can store data in the database. Okay. Without running that setspace.sqr, you can't get these values in this window. That's why we have run that setspace.sqr. Select any table space. Okay. And just click on OK. Then only this record will get saved. And after this, you can just use save project. Okay. Give the name of the project. Okay. Now the project is saved. We have created one field, one record, and use current definition, insert current definitions into project. Okay. Here you can see fields are there and record is also there. Okay. That's how we need to create a project if you're not having any projects. For the sake of migration, we have created one project. Okay, now project creation is done. Then let us see how to migrate a project. Okay. Before this, we'll check from the backend in the database whether the project is present or not. I'm just logging into the database. SQL plus USFN or 92.2, which environment we have created now as sysdba. Password. For the new people, it will be very new. You can't understand all these things. Logging in, and check using the it will generally store in the form of a table with record name. Okay, DSC RATE underscore rec D. Okay, maybe we'll get it like this. I think we are not able to find it because we haven't done build. Okay. For doing this, just go to tools. Just go to build, current definition, create tables. Okay. Build and execute and build script. Just click on build. In the backend, the table will be created in the name of PS underscore record name. Okay. You can just see here the record name is rate underscore REC reg D, right? In the backend, the table is created like PS underscore rate underscore reg D. DESC means it will show you the structure of the table. Okay, that's the command we will use in SQL. SQL language means the language which we use to access the database. It will call a SQL language. In that SQL language, if you use DESC and the table name, it will show you the structure of the table. Okay. Before build, we are not able to find with this command. You can just check here. I have used this command. It is showing no object present or does not exist with this command. Okay. Yeah. It's not showing in sysuser. It is showing in only sysadium because the PeopleSoft database schema is sysadium. I'll just tell you all these database things afterwards in the database class. That's how we need to create a project and we can move this project to the database in the present environment. And after doing this, if we want to transfer this project to the target environment, okay, I'll just tell you in our case, I have developed a project in this environment HR92 dev and I am moving it to USFN dev 2. In HR92 dev 2, we have created a project. Okay. The project name is rate underscore PRJ. Okay. And the table name is PS underscore rate underscore regd. Okay. Now we are moving this project to the target environment with the help of application designer. To move this project, just go to tools, copy project to database, and here we need to give the target database. What is the target database we are speaking about? Target database is USFN.2. And I'm giving the ID, whatever ID that is there for target environment, we should give that and then click on OK. Okay. Then you can choose some options which you want generally. Any flags or all these things. We'll discuss again in tomorrow's class about clearly all these things. What is PeopleSoft Vanilla? What is customizations? Okay. And any reports things, you can select all these while generating compare reports and all those things. I just wanted to show you a simple project migration today. Tomorrow we'll discuss about compare reports and all the options present in build and copy database and all those things. Okay. Just click on copy. Okay, you shouldn't get any error here. Okay, it's good. We haven't got any error. Means this project is moved into target database. Okay, we'll just check the target database. I'm opening another app designer with the target database credentials USFN-2, which we have just migrated to check whether the project is moved or not. Okay. Now we'll open project and we'll type the project name here, rate_prj. Okay, let's check. It has just opened. Means the project is migrated well. Okay. That's how we need to do a project migration. Tomorrow we'll see compare reports, data migration, okay, and all those things. That's all for today's class. We'll join again tomorrow.